I pee several pairs
I'm
of
peeing
pants.
right now.
I've been peeing all day.
If you're wiping up into the middle of your back, you need an intervention is what you need.
And you stand up and your little butt cheeks are hanging out of your pants. And it's really funny. Everybody's having a good time. You think you can't slurp harder than a child?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Look at these kids!
So get your head out of your ass.
Well, hello, folks. Welcome
Hi,
back.
everyone. Oh,
Episode
sorry. Oh,
20.
Hi, didn't see you over there.
Oh,
Welcome back
hey.
to
Sneaking in the corner.
Dapper Dad's neighborhood, everybody.
Mm.
Won't you be my? Won't you be my?
Okay, so
won't you be my Dapper Dad?
Really fucked me there. We have our sweaters and we have our shoes and we're ready to not
Talk
fuck
to you
kids.
about the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Be really just genuinely good. This is 118.
Yeah.
118 where we get genuinely nice and good. We've been we're gonna break
Doubt
the fourth.
it.
We're gonna break the fourth wall here for you guys. The Dapper Dads are just characters. We've been doing characters this whole time.
Why have I been living as the character then?
Well, it's called method. It's called acting, is what it is. We're
Yeah.
really Daniel Day-Lewising this, where we're like really just getting into the role. We're abandoning our families for months at a time just to get into the roles that we have to do. Basically, I had a really nice cushy life before this, and I had to leave it for a life of depravity and alcoholism so I could come be on the Dapper Dads.
And it paid off.
Oh, of course it paid off.
Tenfold? Eightfold?
I would say
Sixfold?
Threefold.
Threefold, twice, sixfold. Not a bad deal.
Not a bad deal at all.
Think about it.
Think about a fold 6.5 twice, you get threefold.
No, you're messing it up.
See, we can't do math on the normal show. That's
But
the
if you remember
problem.
that math I just did?
That math you just did, I don't know what it
Thank
was,
you.
but it was
It's
fantastic.
18 hours.
It was 18 hours, 30 hours.
That's how long we've been working
most
towards
questionable
this
flow.
episode. We've scrapped 30 hours of content
it's
to
just
bring you the
not
best one.
good enough for
we
our
haven't been
fans
around
yet.
in a while. Feels like we haven't done this in years.
A long time. We lost our rhythm. We
Nice.
lost our flow. We became different people.
Yeah.
We found different things in life. I settled down for the quiet, easy life of a lighthouse keeper, and drama slowly settled into the life of being a very well-respected social worker, believe it or not.
Thank you.
But we
It's for the kids.
we decided to give up our
Dapper Dads are for the kids.
we decided to give up our chosen career paths to come out of retirement and come back and really give you guys a really mediocre product that's definitely a cash grab.
Exactly. So welcome to 118. If you've never heard it before, leave while you're still
I
ahead.
was like, why would you hop in on 118 of all places?
Tell us where you found us. You can do that by going to www.thedapperdads.com. You can leave an anonymous submission. We have 1 or 2 or 7 or none. It's a conundrum, and
You'll
you'll
have to
find out
find
later
out.
in the episode. Maybe if we remember. How about dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com? You can send
Where's all that
an
stuff
email about a Maserati documentary.
Yeah, we'll get into that shortly. Get a hold of us by phone at 4027-DAPPER. That's 402-732-7737. We do normal phone things on the phone line, such
Okay.
as respond to your text messages, and you may leave a voicemail.
Killing it.
Killing it. Really killing it with the
That
normal
class
phone
about
details.
how to promote
How to
the
talk
phone
about
number is
Best $6,000 I ever
Yeah.
spent, let me
Rosetta
tell you.
Stone for phones.
Because I realized
Rosetta phone?
I was treating the phone like a tool when really I need to. I'm spending so much time with the phone, but I'm not listening to what the phone wants. The phone's doing everything I want.
yeah,
but
now
it's
if we
not
can branch
listening
that
to
out
me.
into people,
Yeah.
you'd be halfway decent.
Human life is worthless.
Hot take that we've always stood behind. Fucking go to www.patreon.com/dapperdads, where for a couple hot dollar bills, I got a big booger that's peeking out of my nose, you can get shit like that. You can get our boogers.
You
maybe.
can get all
That's
of our
another tier.
uncensored stories over on the Patreon, and if you think
Yeah.
that somehow this couldn't get any more uncut and worse than it actually is, it somehow does. We release some scary, horny surprises for Halloween. We just got done cutting another interesting fiasco of things to go on the Patreon.
Yeah, just get over there. We say it every week.
There's a lot of fun shit that goes on over there, and a lot. And just in case people don't know, when you unlock currently, you get access to all the past material.
No, but only for a limited time, so get in there now. I will shut everything down.
We'll
have
take
the
it all
power.
down. We can take anything down and up as frequently as we want.
Yeah, except our erections. Go over to twitter.com/dapperdads or just @dapperdads, however the Twitterverse works.
Tell us how to get rid of a boner.
Yeah, tell us your favorite method. If you're a flicker, if you think about grandma,
I
or
could never be a
if
flicker.
you're rubber band till it falls off in the shower.
I'm a think about things that you're horribly uncomfortable about, like social interactions that you know you could have done better, but you were a child, so
that
you
only
really
makes me
didn't
harder. The thought of me as a child makes me hard.
Interesting. I'd like
It's
to
not
get
wrong.
into this a
It's
little
not
bit
wrong.
more.
It's me.
Is it masturbation though?
Huh?
Is it masturbation if you're like getting off to the thought of yourself? That's called autosexual.
It depends if
it's called
I'm
autosexual.
masturbating.
Autosexuals are people who are just like fine, like turning themselves on, and, like taking care of the job.
Jerking off to your ass in the mirror.
I mean, like just jerking it, like just because, like you're not even thinking about anything or whatever. You're just fine sexually expressing yourself.
That sounds beautiful, and something I could never accomplish. Go over to Instagram, type in @DapperDadsPodcast because they won't give us @DapperDads even though it's just nothing. If you know anyone at Instagram, tell them, hey.
Tell them we want to talk.
Tell them you appreciate their friendship. Unless you're not friends and you hate them, then tell them that because people are phony.
Unless you're not friends with them anymore, which is a notorious Dapper Dad's running joke.
Yeah, you're really bad at maintaining friendships. I have friends for many years.
I have maintained every relationship I've ever made, and people say nothing but good things about me.
Yeah, people love to spread the good gospel of Slim.
They sure do, all right.
And then I think that's the end of our promotion, which means that's the end of the episode. We've in a new manner.
We're like Star Wars and Transformers. We just exist to sell merchandise.
Yeah. So yeah, go buy merch because we have
go to the shop.
Sweatpants and sweatshirts and long sleeves.
We're not selling turtle slippers though, which seemed to be the big draw from the photograph.
I knew when I took that. There's something else funny about the photograph that is not being picked up on. I think you got to go to www.thedapperdads.com/shop and you got to click on those sweatpants because there's a much better photo. It's hard to photograph sweatpants.
It is.
And like to see like they're just normal sweatpants.
Yeah.
They're very comfortable. I wear them under all my clothes now. So I can pee them.
You're using them as underwear?
Yeah, long underwear.
Okay. It is the season underwear for it. It's uncharacteristically cold out for this time of year.
I love snow on Halloween. And yeah, go buy some shit. So yeah, sweatshirts are a new thing. They're nice and soft. Long sleeves are back. Tanks are out. We had to burn a pile of them that were unsold because only 3 people bought
nobody
tanks.
would buy any tanks. And
show off the side of your boob.
They told us,
regardless of gender.
They told us we could donate them to the Goodwill, but it's kind of like how they pour like bleach all over the makeup at the makeup store so people can't go dumpster diving for it. Like we could give it away.
Abercrombie, that guy said like, I don't want poor people in my clothes. Don't donate them to.
Yeah, and so
I don't want to see a homeless person in a Dapper Dad shirt. You know what that does for the brand?
Do.
No, they have to know. It's like when you wear like when you see a kid wearing a Metallica shirt and you're like, what Metallica? I guess Metallica's more universal. It's like when you see a kid wearing.
Then us, I don't believe it.
I think in general, I think anyone can name a fucking Metallica song. When you're wearing like
I can't name a single one.
Really? What about one? You did it. You didn't even know. That's how ingrained in your brain Lars Ulrich is.
Why has it got to be Lars Ulrich? It can't be James Hetfield?
No, James Hetfield died in that fire and was replaced by John Hetfield.
John Hetfield?
Yeah, he cut his hair.
Oh, that's all it
Cliff
took.
Burton.
Yeah, R.I.P. Cliff.
R.I.P. Dave Mustaine. He's not dead, but he was kicked out of
He's not dead, but
Metallica for being a drunk when everyone was apparently drunk.
And then he formed Megadeth.
Yeah.
Which some people say is superior to Metallica.
I was probably a bigger Megadeth fan as a kid, but they had a bad fall off. New Metallica is probably better than new Megadeth, right?
I don't know.
Neither is great.
Yeah, that's kind of like picking presidential candidates. It's just 2 bowls of shit. You got to figure out which one you want to take a bite out of.
I went to a Barnes and Noble, like in a fucking somewhere near Chicago.
And someone told you that they had information leading to Hillary Clinton's arrest, and then they were dead a week later?
Yeah, that happens to me all the time. No, fucking, what is it, Dave Elliston, the bassist from Megadeth? Is that
Possibly?
his name? Something like that.
I don't follow Megadeth close.
He was there
I don't
signing
follow the
a
big
book.
4 of thrash, unfortunately.
You're fucked up, the 4 horsemen.
Is
he was
Anthrax
there signing a book.
Technically one of the horsemen?
Yeah. And it's constant, like, no one likes it. That's the thing.
I hate
Slayer, Metallica,
Megadeth, Anthrax. Those are the big 4.
And we all know
Anthrax is the worst,
one.
characteristically, out of all of them.
Yeah.
Who would you replace it with?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think we just didn't need the 4th one. I get, yeah, like the whole idea of it. And I liked Anthrax as a kid. They had some good things. They had some fun. The Public Enemy shit was fun. The Tony Hawk Pro Skater soundtrack they were on. You like to hear that. But as a band,
there's not a lot to redeem there.
We like Scott Ian because he looks funny with that little goatee.
Funny red goatee he's got.
Yeah.
Wonder how many groupies have tugged on that during sex.
How many women do you think he's put it inside of? Do you think it's
the
firm?
goatee?
Yeah, just the goatee.
Like just fucked him with the goatee.
Yeah, and then he licks their clitoris.
Graphic.
Really? Scotty Ian's goatee fucking a woman while he licks their clitoris is graphic?
Because I feel like beards should be traditionally soft. You know, they shouldn't be.
This is hard.
They shouldn't be rigid enough to slide into something. You know, like how much show sweat does he have embedded in his beard that he's not washing?
Pre-show.
Oh, so he's eating girls out before going on stage.
Yeah, that thing stinks.
What a fucking legend!
Yeah, I read his book.
Yeah, and it stinks. Like you can just smell it from the first 3 rows. You're just like, woo, Scott Ian was eating some pussy tonight.
I read his book, and the first
3 chapters were about sticking his beard in women.
Yeah, as he was a kid too.
He was born with just a baby with the dyed goatee.
The opening of his book,
immediately taken away by DCFS. They're like, "You're reaching up in the kid and dyeing his beard," and they're like, "Why does my son have a beard? Tell me that, doctor."
His book starts with, because he like doesn't drink or do drugs. He never has. He's straight edge pussy. And his book starts with the first page from Anthony Kiedis's book, which is him, a nurse coming to like shoot him up in his house. That's how his book opens, for real. And it's very insane. I didn't know Anthony Kiedis was so fucked up until I read that book. It talks about him like snorting heroin on accident when he was 14 because he thought it was coke, which like
that I hear that so often
sentence
from so many people that it scares me.
And so his book opens with that, and he does like public readings of it, and he says that the whole crowd is like, "Holy shit, what the fuck? I thought he was," and then he's like, "That was Anthony Kiedis." So it's a fun little joke for him and the 6 people that show up to his book reading. I don't mean to be so mean to Scotty.
I was gonna say, what did he do to
guy.
you? Because from what I can tell, he's never done anything wrong.
To me.
No, just in general, like I've never read anything.
He killed Lemmy from Motorhead.
No, he didn't.
He has this great story about Lemmy from Motorhead getting him so fucked up that's why he doesn't drink, which is only more credit due to Lemmy.
I mean,
Motorhead could have maybe been the 4th.
I would take Motorhead over Anthrax.
You should.
God.
If you want this friendship to continue, you should.
Just because I have so much respect for Lemmy Kilmister as a bass player, just because he's like, just make it sound right, and just plugged it into a guitar amp and went with it, just didn't give a fuck.
I respect for him, like, smoking a pack of cigarettes and drinking Jack Daniels every day till he was, like, 60, and then he switched to, like, screwdrivers. He didn't stop drinking.
No, he just
like,
switched
orange juice and vodka instead, and then he died. And everyone's like, maybe
I've said this point on the show before, and I'll say it until I die. Only, and we were talking about this a little bit before this, when you learn to listen to your body, that's when you figure it out. Because there was that dude that lived in the Bronx to be like 108 years old, and he drank just Thunderbird wine and bread fried in fatback. And if his doctor was like, you got to eat fruits and vegetables, he would have died. He wouldn't have lived to be 108.
I think I fully believe that, like, if you specifically smoke, I stand behind this 110%. If you smoke for long enough and you stop smoking, fucked up shit happens.
Yeah.
Like, your body's accustomed to it.
Well, because
granted, it's not good for you, but some people smoke their entire lives and are fine. I feel like when you stop, like, I just took a break from everything, and then my throat started getting fucked up. Like I was talking about, my throat right now is horse shit, and you guys should grovel at my feet for the fact that I'm here right now doing the second podcast of the day.
Yeah.
We're doing a side one that no one gets to hear.
It's just for us, and it's tiring. It's actually 10 times more work than what this is.
Funnier. Everyone who's heard it has said it's funnier.
Yeah.
And we're the only people
You
who've
and
heard
me
it.
think it's hilarious. I sit there and laugh until I pee my pants about it.
Yeah, I pee several pairs
I'm
of
peeing
pants.
right now.
I've been peeing all day. I have been peeing all day. I took 3 shits before I came out here.
That's insane to me.
I've been trying to do this vitamin C, and it gives me shits. Not like runny diarrhea shits.
What do you take? Are you taking like the airborne or whatever?
Everything. Not airborne. Emergency.
Getting like 8,000% of your daily vitamin C.
Oh yeah, I'm fucked full of it. And it makes me have to shit. Made my dad have to shit in the garbage can one time when just freaking emergency.
Better than the bucket I had to shit in as a kid at my dad's house.
Yeah, that's an emergency bucket, but it's different.
That wasn't even an emergency bucket. That was the toilet. Like, that's what you shit in.
I had humble beginnings.
I wouldn't even call that. Like, if people saying we started from the bottom, now we're here. You didn't start from the bottom unless you were shitting in a bucket.
I mean, there's a point to be made.
When I'm sitting on a solid gold toilet, someday I will remember when I'll still be like, it's nice, but it's no ice cold bucket at 5:30 in the morning out in the country.
Well, you should never be shitting at 5:30 in the morning. If you shit at 5:30 in the morning, you're unhealthy.
What if you wake up at 5? and you take your shit at 5:30.
No, you're unhealthy. I stand behind.
So
it.
when's the healthy hour? See, I shit when I first wake up.
I know because
I
body
gotta shit.
has to
Expel everything.
expel things, and it's unhealthy.
I think it's more healthy that my body
weekends.
expels. It doesn't hold anything in. It doesn't like sit there and hang on to anything it doesn't need.
Shits today.
And do you
wanna
feel
talk about
good?
healthy? No.
Do you feel cleaned out at all?
No.
You don't feel better
That's
inside?
Just normal work.
Are you like when
I drank green tea on the toilet for the last one.
I don't feel right unless I take my morning shit. Like if I don't get to take my shit in the morning, I'm hanging on to it all day, and like my stomach feels weird, and like then when it finally does come,
noon
it feels
every
bad.
day, except on the weekends if I sit and I drink enough coffee, and I know my body knows when we can and when we can't shit. I am at peace. I am one with my body. I can control my shits like you wouldn't believe.
I know you can.
I rarely have to like drastically take a shit that's like a life or death thing. I'll tuck it in for 6 hours.
I can tuck it. I just don't like tucking it. I don't like the feeling of walking around sitting. I don't know how. Because like when I got a shit, I got it. Well, I mean, go back and listen to the statistics episode if you want to hear the statistics. Because
I took more shits, right?
You took more shits, and you spent like 6 times longer in the bathroom.
I take my time.
See, I'm blasting it out.
Yeah, it's unhealthy.
I did.
Unhealthy. I know. I wanted to talk about it.
Well, we can go ahead and mention it. I just got back from.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. I was in a very fun place. I went farther west than I've ever been in my life. Saw a lot of interesting things. Saw mountains for the first time, and they scared me.
I've seen mountains.
They're scary because they're just there all the time, and they don't go away.
They're plotting. You have to wait. And one night you'll be sleeping, and the mountains will come for you and your family.
Yeah, I woke up, and I had to shit at 5:30 in the morning, and I looked outside the hotel balcony, and there was a mountain looking at me. It was just right outside the window.
You catch them in the morning.
You catch them when they're moving around like that. They're scary. They're scary fast. They're big footsteps. I mistake it for white noise at first, and it makes me sleep a little harder. But then I wake up, I'm like, no. That is a mountain moving. I know that sound anywhere. But I tried wiping my ass standing up for the first time.
And?
Wasn't bad. I mean, it's not like it was like...
It didn't change your life?
It's not like I stood up and the toilet paper...
Why did you stand up and wipe your ass?
Because I was...
You were thinking about me at 5:30 in the morning?
Well, I'm always thinking about you. That's a default.
Smart.
No, this was at like 5:30 in the afternoon when I did this. I took
don't think about me then.
took a quaint shit. And I took a quaint shit, and then I was going to shower. And it was in a hotel, and so the bathroom was...
could have combined those together.
The bathroom was very small, and so I like stood up, and I was like, oh, I need to wipe my ass more. And then I was...
I hate that this is how this happened.
I was just like, oh, I should give it...
I've never had that
I was like, I should just give it another go. And
Another
I'm standing there, and I was like, fuck it. And so I just... Because it was like a really high toilet paper holder. I don't know what that was. I'm sorry.
Stop.
It was like a high toilet paper holder, so I just
over your head.
Yeah, I had to reach up into the ceiling to get the toilet paper. Shit's weird out west, and so I gave it a wipe standing up. My first thing is I want to say it felt cleaner, but I know that word's not right. It just felt
it's true.
It felt efficient in a different way, I guess you could say. Kind of like how
I feel like there's so much more access. Right?
Yeah, because like you know how like you do something your whole life and like it works for you, but then someo's like
like, hey, idiot, you've been doing it wrong.
Not even that, you just see someone doing it.
Eat soup with a spoon,
and you're just like,
knife, not a sharp,
not a fucking
knife.
spork with a big hole in the middle to measure out your spaghetti portion.
I don't think that's a spork. That's a very small portion.
It's a big ladle.
Yeah, that's a ladle.
I just have one big ladle with the forky bits on the edge. That's the only.
That's
the only utensil I use to eat.
Ladle with the forky.
No, it's
bits.
a big spork.
No, it's a ladle with the forky.
It's a ladle
bits.
spork.
No,
it's an. I call it a multi utensil because I can use it for everything.
No, no.
Yeah. You can cut your steak with it. If your steak's not tender enough to cut with a multi-utensil, then it's not a good steak. Your steak should be like butter. Yeah, it should be.
Your steak should just be a pallet of butter.
It should just. You should think you're ordering a piece of Wagyu beef, and then they just bring you out. They bring you out just a stick of unsalted butter, and you're like, ah, yes, the perfect steak. And then you go down on it. Yeah, and then you go down on the butter, and you're just like fucking.
You seem like the type of man who's eaten raw butter.
No, believe it or not. My dad was though.
Yeah, that's why
he would.
Your dad has a lot of fun uses for butter.
He would. I bet he would stick
It's a good lube.
He would stick a bar of it in the freezer on a Friday night, so he could
wake up.
Is
when
that
he was
what
we're gonna say?
A bar of butter, a stick of butter,
a bar of butter. It's like a
sleeve of butter.
Soap?
Soap.
What's happened to
Ah,
us?
I love
We have been gone too long.
I love bathing with soap. It makes me feel
I
so
wash
clean.
my body with soap.
I wash my
so
I'm the viper. I'm here to vipe the windows.
Okay.
Okay. But no, he would put a sleeve of butter in the fridge on a Friday night when he was a kid and wake up Saturday morning for cartoons and eat that for breakfast like a candy bar. Like he would just sit there and just eat the butter.
No one loved him enough to stop him.
If we have to get into how my father wasn't loved as a child, this is going to be a 6-hour podcast.
Tell me more about wiping your ass standing up.
I mean, I don't know what else I can really get into with it.
You got to give it another go from the jump.
I'm honestly, I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do because it was such a precariously small bathroom, that I was like, I can't really I couldn't even sit properly to shit. First of all,
I hate that.
That's why I stood up to do it, because it was one of those things where the bathroom door will open and you can't have the door open while you're in there at the same time.
You shouldn't, yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. You can't you're not supposed to shit with the door open, but you couldn't open the door and wash your hands at the same time,
Yeah.
And so I stood up and I was just kind of I see where you're coming from with it. I'm not gonna say there's no right way to wipe your ass. No. Actually, if it's clean, it's right. That's what I'll say. If your ass is clean afterwards, whatever you've done is right. But I will say that it did give an interesting new dynamic to wiping my ass that I didn't appreciate before.
The biggest misconception out of everyone who's approached me everywhere about this, since it's for some reason the most common thing that is brought up to us, is that you stand up and I don't know how people's shits are to begin with, but people act like you stand up, your butt cheeks just close like a vault door,
like a gate.
And there is shit on just both sides of the whole inner part of your ass cheek.
Because I wasn't standing up straight. I think that's the big thing. I wasn't.
I stand up straight. Ever since people brought it up, I realized more and more that I just stand up.
It wasn't a squat, but I wasn't. I would say
I think you're working up to it. I think you need to literally. Because after we had the discussion, I tried to wipe my ass sitting down, and I just cannot get in there. It's not possible.
Because
but standing up, if you're wiping shit and shit residue and splashy toilet water and whatever you got up there, you're wiping it away.
Yeah.
It's not if you stand up, your ass should not be so shitty that it's just stuck together. And people
it shouldn't be like a grilled cheese sandwich
and all this shit. You should be finishing your shit more on the toilet, I would say, in that sense.
Yeah,
if you just have big sloppy mud pies constantly, then maybe standing up and wiping isn't for you.
I mean, everybody has their own way of doing it, and it's fine.
Yeah, I don't have a shitty ass crack. I don't have a problem. I've always stood up.
And it's not that I've ever thought you had a
shitty
shitty ass crack.
But that's the thing. People literally when I bring this up, people say, oh, literally the first response is, oh, there's just shit. You're smushing shit together. It's the sentence I get right away.
See, I don't like that. I don't like people assuming that my brother just has shit all over his ass.
Well, not even
all the
that.
Time.
If you're mentioning that to me, I think then you just have a shitty ass.
Maybe you just don't know how to wipe your ass.
I've had we'll say liquidy diarrhea. Let's get down to it. And even wiping that, there's not just I just don't understand.
I mean,
I think everyone should give it a shot.
I understand where people are coming from, but I also 100% agree with you because I can't remember the last time I took a shit, and I can't remember because if you're at the point where there is just so much shit all over your ass, after you,
I don't
just
know
get in the shower.
Yeah, I don't
because
know what you did. It should be a sickness. You should have had a very
you ate an egg salad sandwich that was 3 days past expiration. And,
you ate potato salad that was in the back of your truck for months.
Yeah, we didn't eat it, thank God.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
We're not that stupid.
I'm sure,
we're stupid, but we're not that stupid.
Because I feel everybody has to shit where they wipe, and there's not even much to wipe too. So I don't know what.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I'm not saying I haven't wiped my ass and been surprised at what I've seen,
Yeah, I've had some where it's you're wiping a marker.
Yeah, but
it's in it's still right on the cusp of my asshole where it comes from.
It's not like
and people think I'm wiping it up into my ass, up my lower back.
What is it?
I don't know what people are.
If you're wiping up into the middle of your back,
yeah, I don't. That's how
if you're wiping up into the middle of your back. You need an intervention
because it's one of the craziest things that people do different. When we initially talked about it on episode 25 or whatever, almost 100 episodes ago, and people come up, and I get it because I understand, because I can't really fathom. I understand that if I'm sitting down, my ass is still more presented, and if I could get in there, I might be able to get a little bit better like grasp on it right off the bat. But yeah, I'm not walking around with a shitty ass. This has never happened.
Yeah, no, and even at the initial conversation, I didn't assume you're walking around with a shitty ass.
That's what I've gotten. That's what I've gotten before we brought it up on the show.
See, that doesn't make any sense to me, because it's like if somebody has a way they've been wiping their ass their whole life, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, even me.
If I don't smell like shit and I've been doing it for 36 years,
right,
then I'm doing it right.
See, things have been presented to me where it's like, somebody told me this, and you know how sometimes people tell you things about yourself and it like breaks your brain because you hadn't considered
I've got a
it
list
before.
of them. I'm trying to work into you.
Yeah, someone told me one recently that was nobody ever showed you how to do things the right way, so you figured it out once and just stuck with it. And I was like, you know what, you're right, actually. Yeah,
you're not
wrong. So it's like, yeah, I can wipe my ass, but it's like, I don't assume that everyone else is walking around. If I can smell you, I'll assume you have a shit covered ass. But like, if
you smell shit, it could be a series.
It could be a series of things. They could have a kid at home.
Everybody, since we're rehashing the ass wipe debate, whatever way you do it, just try doing it the other way. It's just give it a shot.
I will stand behind this. Just try it. Because what do you have?
What
do you have to lose?
Yeah, you'll have a better grasp of what we're talking about and how it works. Maybe you'll love it, maybe you'll hate it, but at least you'll have the knowledge. It's important to be informed on things like this,
because that's my thing. I will even check out things that because like I hate a lot of things, and you hate a lot of things.
Not that much,
but I will still check out the things that I hate every now and again, just
to be informed,
to reaffirm how I feel about it, so I'm not blindly like,
and you can sit back
I've
down
hated this for 30 years, and people are like, but it's great now, and then I'm like, I've been a fool. Like
you can sit back down and wipe your ass too if it's not working.
That's the thing. You're by yourself.
The biggest problem with standing up and wiping your ass, if there's one issue I face, is that I realize I have to shit a little bit more, and I have to sit back down and get back.
And then you're doing all kinds of quad
and
workouts
that happens
you don't need
all the time. Yeah, I mean, then I'm just more physically fit than the rest of you.
Nothing wrong with it. So yeah, there's the part 2 to the shit, to the stand up or sit down
rehash.
rehash.
Tell us what you think, what you do, and just give it a shot. Yeah, you should.
Yeah,
be
this
by
is
yourself.
part 2. Give it a shot, because it's like, what do you have to lose? You're by yourself.
We're already doing sequels to episodes. That's how far this train wreck has gone off the tracks.
This thing was a train wreck when we first set it up. Don't get it twisted.
That's what I mean. This is how far we've been able to go. Is that this is the sequel to Sitting Up and Standing Up.
Because nobody's stopping us.
It's because no one won't stop bringing it up. Like, I thought, everything.
It's one of those little things, because like we have things that go on for a little bit, but then they get let go.
Right? Yeah.
Like, when's the last time we screamed aesthetic on the show?
It's been a year, probably.
Yeah, probably. When's the last time we genuinely said full government name?
I don't know. It's
gone.
You move past it.
But
there's nothing. I've said things like I meet people in person that have or haven't heard it, listened to it, big fans, heard it once or twice. The slew of people I never expected, people I know listen to it, whatever. And
people hear the show once and they seek us out.
They'll reference things like that we say, or it happens a lot in conversation where I'm like, how did they know that? And then I'm like, oh yeah, the show that I do. But there is nothing as captivating to people apparently as that ass wipe debate. It has been brought up to me in so many different venues.
I meet people
I've had
through
people lean to me and be like, I sit down and wipe. Out of nowhere. Like, this is the one thing that haunts me. If I had
this is our legacy. This is what we're carrying with us.
And I lean into it. I love to rehash it. I'll talk to people.
It's a great conversation starter.
Yeah, and I've heard of people who listen to the show because someone was like, how do you wipe your ass? They had the debate, and then they were like, where did this come from? And they're like, this podcast, these two people do. It was perfect because we were different. That was just the glory years. Now what is it? 118? What are we talking about now?
We're just like a bunch of old men. We're like a bunch of old men in their retiring home talking about shit.
We've already talked about being in retirement home.
Is there anything that we haven't talked about?
I think about it sometimes, and I don't know.
I honestly sometimes I'm like, there is nothing that we haven't talked about in our wheelhouse. No. In our wheelhouse of things that we have knowledge about and talk about.
Besides the things that we sat down and said we wouldn't ever speak of when we made this show.
Yeah, we did make a 17-page manifesto in small 6-size font print of everything that we would never talk about on the show. So there is none of it's scripted, but it is restricted.
Yeah, we know. I mean, look at how much we used to bleep out. Is this just going to be a fucking recap episode? I hate this. Let's talk about things. How was Albuquerque? Besides, let's not talk too much either, because people hate that too. God,
yeah,
people love to tell us what they hate.
Yeah, people never tell us what they like, but only they hate everything.
Everything.
You know what's wrong with people? Can't make them happy.
Yeah. Can't live with them. Can't live without them. Can't bring a gun to anywhere they're at.
You can.
all right, everybody remember this. got my manifesto, got my AR-15 that was way too easy to acquire,
and I had it modified for free.
I'm ready to rock.
The one thing I wasn't prepared. Well, first of all, I puked when I got off the plane because apparently there is.
You always puke in a new city when you get there.
There's terrible turbulence coming over the Rocky Mountains apparently, and nobody warned me about it.
Yeah, people love to not tell you.
Because then I got off the plane and they're like, "Oh yeah, that was actually one of the nicer turbulence."
Calm.
Yeah, they're like, "That one was decent," and like I had, and we were sitting in the back of the plane, and so I'm sitting there and I'm like. Like, you know how you can just feel it coming, you know? Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at the little puke bag and I'm like, I don't want to be the master of the puke bag. I've never puked in a puke bag and I don't want to be my first time. So I got out of the gate and ran into the public bathroom where there's just, nice people trying to go to the bathroom. And there's 8 of me wearing my JPEGMAFIA hoodie, kicking in a stall door and just unloading on everything.
Sure, it happens a lot.
Well, what I wasn't prepared for is that the altitude difference. It's so much higher out there than it is down here in Illinois.
Wow, you're such a world traveler now.
Well,
we're so low down here. It's so different.
Well, the air's thinner there. And even from Albuquerque, because we stayed at night in Santa Fe. And so even going from Albuquerque to Santa Fe, it's like a 35,000 foot difference in elevation. And so I'm walking around downtown Santa Fe at night and I'm like... And I'm like, and I asked everyone, I was like, is everybody feeling okay? And they're like, oh, you're just adjusting to the altitude. You'll be fine. And I ended up going to a Japanese spa that night they have out in the desert. Yeah, I did all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And I almost had to pull a Matt the God because I got there and somebody had double booked the room that we had booked. And it was supposed to be like a nice evening for the two of us, and we ended up going to... They're like, we can put you in this bigger room. It's much nicer. And we went and we found that it was the room they used for the community pool on the weekends. So it was supposed to be like a nice romantic room with like a log flume and a waterfall. And instead we got a 14 by 14 pool with a giant sauna next to it I could see like the dad squad and maybe like 3 other people like going and taking advantage of that and enjoying it. But for like 2 people, it wasn't that great. But to get up into there, you have to walk up like 99 steps or something. They're like, because they represent the earth. And I was like, fuck this place, first of all. I was like, I got a fucking Grateful Dead tattoo and this shit's too hippy dippy and crunchy for me. And
you have a heart condition.
Yeah, and so I had
you can't walk 99.
I had to stop 4 times on the step. I felt so shitty because
I wish I could have been there to laugh.
I had to stop 4 times and just be like, I was like, is this normal? And like everybody's like, yeah, they're like, I guess we're just used to it because we've been here so much. But like you're just not used to the pressure.
No problem.
It was fucked because like I just felt like I couldn't breathe the whole time. But it was gorgeous out there. Like you could see so many stars compared to out here.
That's what I need in my life, more stars.
Well, it's just seeing a natural landscape.
I'm trying to take more stars down.
See, just being able to see a natural landscape that's different, like seeing a roadrunner for the first time in real life. They're very small.
Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, I saw them actually filming Looney Tunes out in Albuquerque. Wow. It was
new
beautiful.
Episodes?
Yeah, new episodes.
You ran into what you thought was a tunnel with a road, but was just a
completely totaled a rental car. It was nuts. Just crashed right into a wall.
But they have that policy out there.
And then I just stuck my head out the window and I said, "Must have made a wrong turn in Albuquerque," and everybody just laughed. Everyone actually booed. Yeah, everyone was like, "Boo, boo! We hear that too much. Tourists, get him out of here."
Did you see the Acme dynamite factory?
Oh yeah, it looks big and comical, and you go.
Well, they got the recall because the plungers kept not working.
The plungers.
But then once you look and when you walk up, then it explodes.
See, what happens is
huge known issue.
And they just got like bear traps laying out all over the yard of the factory, hooked up to the TNT plungers, which makes no sense.
Right.
Because it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to push down the plunger. You're going to plunge a bear trap and it's going to make it close faster or something like that. Yeah. Terrible business model. Great company. First of all, you can hear
the branding.
You can hear the music as you're driving by the factory. That just zany.
You never forget that logo. That hard stamp.
That big hard stamp they give you right on the forehead as you turn into a sucker and then fall 5,000 feet down into a canyon.
Yeah, but yeah, you stop and wait, and then you look at your feet and you realize you're hovering in the air, and then you fall. If you don't look at your feet, you don't fall. No. Huge loophole. I walked one mountain to another.
I went to the Acme gift shop, which was beautiful. Got a pair of rocket skates, which I
one worked, the other one didn't.
One worked, the other one, just spun around, and then I Did the same thing, went off a cliff, but looked at my feet, looked down like a moron.
They have that sign that says never look at your feet.
If I hadn't looked at my feet, I could have just kept running in place and then been probably would still be running in place.
Yeah, you'd be so high above us because we're so low down here. And you love to bring it up ever since you came back.
Yeah, it's the only thing I can talk about is the altitude.
Literally, the altitude here is smaller than
the altitude here is so I couldn't even.
You were breathing so great when you came back.
It was unbefucking. I wish I could get you to understand because like I stepped off of the plane in Chicago and just breathed in that first that thick Chicago air, stinky Chicago air, and at first I was like stinky. And then I just kept, and I could finally, like, I was lugging all the luggage through the airport, and I was like, felt great. I felt fine. I was like, that city tried to kill me, and nobody offered me blue meth when I was out there. I was so fucking upset. Yeah, TV lied to me.
Your jokes were just top notch. I'm sure no one got sick of any of these.
Yeah, nobody got sick of anything from me the entire trip. But no, it was a good time. It was beautiful out there. It was very nice. Unusually high amount of rattlesnakes. Not enough cowboys. I only packed cowboy outfits, which
assless chaps.
Only assless.
You always
chaps.
pack those though.
Well, I mean, it goes with every outfit. Name one outfit I own that assless chaps doesn't go. You don't even got to wear pants underneath if you're going to the right environment. You just got to pick out the right shirt with the assless chaps.
Assless chaps can be funny. Like if I saw you in a bar and you're at the bar having a whiskey and a cigarette, and you're like, I gotta see a man about a horse.
So it's Richards. If I'm having a cigarette,
you can have a cigarette at any bar. You just can't smoke the whole thing.
Just like you can bring a gun anywhere.
Yes, we don't condone it, but it's
we
true.
don't condone it, but you can
bring anything anywhere. You can do anything you want. I mean, exactly. I don't want to be that guy.
I can do anything. I can do anything I want, and so can you.
Yeah, you shouldn't. I can.
I can.
But
I will.
You're at the bar
just because you don't want me to.
You're at the bar having a whiskey and a cigarette that there's telling you is not allowed, and you say, "I got to see a man about a horse," and you stand up, and your little butt cheeks are hanging out of your pants, and it's really funny. Everyone's having a good time. But when your cock and balls are hanging out the front, no one is enjoying any sort of time.
I don't get it because I thought it was supposed to be more liberal out west. I thought people were more
in Albuquerque,
understanding. Turns out they're
in the desert.
Yeah, I thought you could just hang dong in the desert, but it turns out I was.
You can.
I was 98% wrong. You have to do as long as you take. I think it was half a lethal dose of peyote. You can have your dick out wherever you want in New Mexico.
It's good to know. So, folks, if you're planning a trip to New Mexico for absolutely no fucking reason,
tell me about it.
We're coming to New Mexico 2021.
I'm gonna do
March 2021.
We're doing an Albuquerque Santa Fe tour where we can't breathe the whole time.
I'm just smoking cigarettes like it's not getting better.
I couldn't even like jewel or do anything while I was up. No, because I was like I'm like I can't fucking breathe now. Why the fuck would I?
I think I could handle it. I can't breathe normally.
I did do an impromptu stand-up set at a bar.
I heard about this. I saw it on the news.
Yeah, apparently from what I heard it was good. I didn't.
People love to lie.
Yeah, people love to lie to me,
especially
specifically
you,
for some reason.
Intimidating.
Yeah, people were like, it was so
yeah, you're
good.
the man we want to tell like you did a bad thing. Like you won't fly into a
That's all
rage.
you do
like,
is constantly tell me
you're
that
constantly
I did
in a fucking rage.
Because you're constantly telling me I'm doing things wrong. Maybe if you could
someone's got to do better.
Well, maybe if you could give me some positive encouragement, I could do better. Tell me what to do. Tell me
job
what
at
to
being
do better.
So fucking stupid.
Wow.
Is that what you want?
No, that's a double negative, and it's not like it's a double cancel.
It's fine.
No, it's wrong.
Can't get canceled and get cancer?
You can.
Get canceled?
You can, but you shouldn't.
Fuck you.
Fuck me. Fuck me yourself, you coward.
One day I will, but
you won't because you won't. All you want to do is just
goat's milk. You're a goat. You're a devil goat worshiper. Piece of garbage shit.
Wow. Is this is where is this the episode where we air out all the laundry?
No. You keep your laundry folded.
You white trash, simple, beautiful,
okay,
irresistible piece of shit that I can't stand.
Wow, is this one of my girlfriends?
But I want everything to do with you. Come in me. I hate you.
Yeah, this is on par
every
with
relationship you've ever had.
Most of them.
Doubt it.
Forget. So wait, yeah, what'd you say? Can you give us your routine?
No, I can't. I made everything up on the spot. Like,
wow,
while
this
I was
guy's
up there.
the best comedian ever. He doesn't even write it down.
Because
did you tell people you didn't write it down?
No, I didn't because I'm not.
What's the deal with not being able to breathe?
I did.
That probably would be funny.
I did talk. I did talk about that.
Let's get in the car.
Just drive out there.
Yeah, for my one bit. What's the deal with not being able to breathe out here? Thank you. Good night.
Then we just drive
back in the car. Holy shit.
Wow, Dapper Dad showed up.
If
in
episode
Mexico.
119 is a little late,
you guys will understand. We're out here chasing our dreams because we couldn't breathe in Santa Fe.
Go to each state and do one topical joke that you only learned about as soon as you got there.
That's pretty much what I did was observational humor about everything that was there. Oh no, you hate to see some of the other comedians that were there. I would have got on a flight, and you know I don't fly just to boo you. I wish you would.
Boo! Hack! This guy's a hack.
Better than the guy who came up and his first joke was, "I punched my dead cat in the asshole." And then he just looked.
Doesn't sound like that.
What? And then he just looked at everybody like he was hoping for a laugh, and no one said anything, and he was like, all right. Well, the cat wasn't dead when I punched it in. Yeah, and then his next bit was like, you ever see that video on the internet of the elephant sitting on that guy's head, and the head goes inside the elephant, and nobody said anything, and he's like, guess not. And then he
should have brought a slide.
Well, and then he angrily left like 5 minutes after his set too, because I saw him like put his coat on and just like push the door really hard and like pop the collar up as he's walking.
What were the jokes?
There was no joke. Like he was just bad. Like
that's observation.
There was several people that were just like I'm not gonna say I was good because I don't think I was good. I'm not gonna be like I was the saving. There was a couple of guys that were just fucking hilarious. There was one guy that was a Native American comedian, and so he just did jokes about that the whole time, and so it was funny and topical and stuff like that. But then the first guy came up and he's like, hey, they say white people ain't got no culture, but we made mayonnaise, so like, and I was like, that was the joke.
Wow.
And he's
that's the joke.
And then he was talking about how he wanted to like make mayonnaise pills that you can shove up your ass and hand them out to kids on Halloween. I'm like, these are jokes.
A lot of anal related.
A lot of
topics.
Just weird. Because it's like there was like 3 comedians where I was like, you got the juice, like you like because it was just 5-minute sets for everybody.
It was you 3 times.
Yeah, and then it was me 3 times, just being like, don't flash that fucking light at me. I'll get down when I fucking feel like it. And nobody stopped me because I was the biggest man there.
Well, yeah, you had told me that your main thing was like, as a white man, I can't say this and I can't say that. That's what you went with, right?
Yeah, well, initially, because I was there with my girl, and I was like, okay, let me go over my bit with you really quick. So black guys, they do things like this, and it's really cool. And white guys, we do shit like this, and it sucks. And she said, well, I don't think that's going to fly over here very well. And I said, you never support me. You are always like this in front of the whole bar.
Yeah, you got up there, and you did a lot of, like, LBT. And then you got, like, then there's some other letters, and it's like, pronouns, am I right? As a white man?
No, basically, I got up there, and I was like, I'm a white man between the ages of 21 and 35. How come I can't say anything anymore?
You guys are ruining comedy. This PC culture, everybody wants to be woke. You know what I want? Everybody to wake the fuck up.
You know what I want? You guys want to...
This guy everyone's like, yeah. This guy fucking gets
Then
it.
I sparked a cigarette in the bar, and I was like... Go ahead and kick me out. I'm not afraid of you. And then people were like, wow, this guy's a fucking warrior.
You can't tell this guy shit. Where can I buy your CD?
But I was like, CD, go listen to my podcast, uncensored, every week on everything.
A white guy with the podcast talking to another white guy. If only we could grow beards.
If only we could grow beards.
Perfect.
Oh, and sip IPAs the whole time. Get some really big, thick, like thicker than my frame glasses.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the IPA. Just the thickest
IPA you've ever had.
Like a milkshake that you put in the freezer because you were like, oh, I got to take a quick piss, but then you forgot about it and it came out and it was like a thick syrup.
Like when you're at the movies and you get an icy and you see the light flashing on the machine, you're like, it's fine. And then that thick, weird syrup comes out.
Yeah, it's like the perfect squishy.
Oh, the only perfect squishy that somehow just kept going and going and going.
I don't know who you pixies are, but thanks for your
That scene always confused me because Barney just drinks it like it's nothing, but then they had trouble sipping it through a straw.
He's a grown man.
I get that.
You think you can't slurp harder than a child?
Well, there's only one way to find out. Go find me some
time.
Get these kids on the show, Dapper Dads. It's for the kids.
They're slurping the shit out of
just
someone's ass.
Yeah, we play ice trays with a bunch of 10-year-olds, and they just whoop our ass.
Oh, I would love to play.
Can you imagine getting your ass kicked by 10-year-olds in ice trays?
Physically, yes.
Physically, yeah,
Emotionally,
I'm sure.
more so. They don't know their bounds.
Yeah, they don't know their boundaries, and they will say
empathy.
anything. They're like, I fucked your mom, and I'm like, joke's on you. No one fucked my mom. But me.
Yeah, this guy gets it. He's saying what you can't.
Wow, what a fuck! This guy's hilarious.
Did you talk about incest porn?
He's saying what I'm thinking.
If I had to do stand-up, I would just jump into incest porn. I don't know why, but that's what my brain tells me.
This is why we don't go to open mics together, because
Just speak for yourself.
yeah, I'm never
going
up.
I'm working out bits for here.
After you're doing the jazz stuff, you're going out.
Yeah.
And you're being a stand-up comedian.
Jazz immediately. No, simultaneously.
Stand up while you're doing jazz.
What's with these guys fucking their stepsister? If I'd known I could have fucked my stepsister, I would have torn my parents apart and begged for a stepmother that had a daughter of an age that would be basically where I would. Why'd the bass? Yeah, I was like, why'd the bass stop? Oh yeah, I'm not doing the bass anyway. So I'm fucking my stepsister. Back in the day, we were both teenagers, but we were both teenagers. Everybody gets angry. Like I was 16, but I was having sex with a 16-year-old. That's okay. Anyway, she got stuck in the dryer, and I fucked her out.
This guy's screaming in the back. He's just saying what we're thinking. Where can I buy an overpriced T-shirt from you?
Oh, merch is in the back. Further back.
Further back.
Just keep
back.
going.
Just keep going. You see those $200 T-shirts? Now get the fuck out.
So what did you say? Do you remember anything? What were some observations?
I talked about how I couldn't breathe in Santa Fe, and everybody thought that was like one of the ones that got the most laughs.
They say to lean into your audience.
Yeah, and I was leaning into it.
Yeah, a lot of people come here and don't know how to breathe. Ooh, this guy gets us.
This guy gets us. Yeah, you got to adjust to the environment out here. You got to drink twice as much water. Change. You got to try. Yeah, there is a lot of sand out here. Holy shit, I never noticed till this corn-fed Midwestern boy said it. Oh my fucking God, when will he stop? And then I just kept staring, and I was like, are you done? I have like 3 minutes left.
So it was just that you couldn't breathe?
I mean, I did like some observations.
Anything about your dick?
Oh yeah, I talked about.
I observed my dick.
I talked about
performing poorly. Am I right, ladies?
I talked about how I haven't done stand up in a long time. I had to take a break from it because stand up we had an unhealthy relationship. I was being abusive to it. It was being abusive back. We were just bad for each other. Stand up was standing outside my window at 3 a.m. screaming my name. I had to call the cops and get a restraining order. And I said I don't like doing stand up very much because it makes me feel naked, and I'm a grower, not a shower, so I don't like being naked in front of people anyway.
Wow, I hate this routine.
Yeah, it was very rushed because I was like the 9th person to go up, so I'm like sitting there thinking about what I'm gonna say.
Notebooks.
Not even notebook. I'm just like in my own brain, like sitting there chugging beers, and I'm like, okay, what am I gonna talk about? And then
then you use the beer as the microphone, and the microphone. You try to take a drink of the microphone.
Yeah, and then I was like, did anyone see that? And everyone went, yes, and they pointed
this guy
and laughed.
Gets it.
They're like, he gets it.
We've all been using beer as this microphone.
I'm so drunk, I don't know where I am.
You're in Albuquerque, and the one thing I learned recently about Albuquerque is it's hard to breathe up here. How do you guys do it? You got a third lung or something? Help me out, folks.
They're like, oh my God, we do. We all do.
We literally have extra organs.
But no, I was so... Because, I mean, you've performed before. You know what it's like when you're going up on...
When I'm going up on someone?
Yeah, you got to go up on someone.
Yeah, I like to lay on the ground and go
People
up.
only go up on me. Got to get up 30 feet of legs first.
Allegedly.
But you never know until the pants are off. They're actually 3-foot legs. It's all torso.
It's all stilts.
It's all stilts and women pretending to be a tall woman with me on top.
Okay.
It's the biggest overcoat you've ever seen.
Yeah, we're in the market for a harsh overcoat, please.
Biggest, harshest, most sewn together overcoat you've ever seen in your goddamn life. I don't want it to be
harsh. I don't like a harsh overcoat.
Who doesn't? Yeah, I like harsh overtones and I like harsh overcoats. I like them that. I like my overcoats like my overtones, harsh and uncomfortable. But no, I was so frazzled afterwards because I was like,
signing autographs.
I was like, I'm sure.
You started signing autographs.
I started signing boobs
Breps.
Without asking.
Breps.
Breps. Yes, the female breps, my favorite organ of the body.
I love a big, firm, milky brep. No, it's a fatty tissue. But it's a fatty carbuncle, if you will.
Stop talking about fatty carbuncle that way. He was a great comedian.
It's my favorite nickname. Yeah, I don't know what else.
No, I was so frazzled after the set and sure that I bombed and did a bad fucking job that I immediately ran outside and rented a scooter and rode it all the way back to the Airbnb.
Yeah, is that real?
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did.
You should have got on stage with that.
Because
I'm so fucking frazzled. I'm gonna rent his scooter and ride it all the way back to the Airbnb.
That's what.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Well, I could because I finished and
What kind of scooter?
It's kind of like the Lime bikes. They have scooters down there.
Yeah, they have those in Chicago, but just like the regular
it was
motorized
like the
razor
Speed
scooters
or whatever they're called.
Listen, I don't give a shit for branding.
I don't know what they're called, but it's
just like the Lime scooter.
Yeah, it's the electric
like a razor
Lime
scooter that's electric.
Yeah.
God, you on that must have been you should have took that on stage.
It was
Just
wild.
2 donuts. And you've never ridden one before?
Never. I'd never ridden one before.
Did you tell anyone you were leaving?
No,
Irish exit on it.
Yeah, I just put my jacket on and left. Me and my girl left, and we both got on scooters.
You found that guy that had the bad jokes about the buttholes?
Yeah, and then he was like, "Can I punch your butthole?" And I was like, "This is why you bombed." And then I rode away doing a donut at 50.
And then he got up there and he was like, "Hey guys, thanks for having me back on." You know that weird, freakish tall man? Everyone's like, "Woo!" And he goes, "I just punched his asshole." And they're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, I finally." Sometimes it takes. You got to try.
Yeah, you got to sit on the joke for a little bit. You got to flesh it out a little bit more than what it is, you know.
And some of my favorite jokes end with you being punched in the asshole. Some of the best ones.
I felt like I was getting punched in the asshole on that razor scooter riding home because I think there's a weight limit and I was above it.
Why was your asshole being involved?
Because I drove through a neighborhood that Google Maps told me to drive through and there was active construction. And so I'm like riding over things like
and that hurt your asshole? You're standing up on it, right?
Yeah, of course. No. I'm sitting on it with my legs like this.
Well, I was like, sometimes they have that
riding it like a roadhog. Get your motor running.
Sometimes they have that little stool. They have those ones too. That's what I was trying to figure, like more like a mini bike.
Well, because I was trying to figure
out your asshole dragging on the gravel of a construction site, but your feet are still perfectly on the
Get your motor running.
You're like, well, this is why we have to do construction.
Yeah.
A rock flew up into your asshole. Was that the problem?
There was lots of shit flying up into my asshole that day. It was a bad city for things flying in your asshole. Very dry out there.
Yeah, you're supposed to wear double underwear.
A lot of nosebleeds. A lot of dick bleeds.
Yeah. You hate to see it. Your ears just started bleeding while you were on
Everything
stage.
was bleeding. I was like, do you guys bleed a lot?
People were like, go to the hospital. And you're like, well, they keep telling me to go on. Let me see if I can stretch this out a little bit.
Let me see if I can stretch this. So black
So
guys.
the air, right? It just keeps getting thinner and thinner.
Thinner?
It's thinner than my adult responsibilities.
It's thinner than my patience for SJWs. People were like, he's saying it. He's saying it.
Someone finally.
I get up on stage. I'm like, so you can't say retarded anymore. And people are like,
you know what I think that is? I think it's pretty retarded.
People are like, what? And
people's heads explode.
Yeah, there was 3 hipsters in the front row. Their heads just exploded when I said that.
You were instantly canceled.
They couldn't handle how real I was. Yes, but I told them once they said I was canceled that, oh God, I've just been diagnosed with cancer.
They just have a light at comedy clubs now, and when someone says something shitty, it just flashes cancel.
And I was like, you can't cancel me. I have stage 5 ass cancer.
Ass cancer, you hate to see it.
And they were like, oh my God, you can come back and do comedy whenever you want.
Swayze was taken by ass cancer.
They were like, you can come back and do comedy whenever you want. And I said, my cancer's been cured. And they were like, we forgot everything this was about.
He's been canceled twice.
He's fine again. Live Sheck West.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sheck West was there doing a stand-up set. It was weird. He just kept going, chippy.
Yeah, he just kept going, bitch. So I dated this girl, and you could say she's a bitch.
What? Whoa, I think my wife's a bitch too.
I hate my wife. Yeah, that's what you should have done. Does anyone else here hate their wife?
You know what I'm talking
about?
About?
Trapped in a loveless relationship?
You know what I mean? The old ball and chain.
I like to spend a lot of time in the garage. She likes to spend a lot of time in the kitchen where women belong. And when she's not there, she's ruining my life. Anybody else? Yeah.
If she's not making
just go do this.
If she's not making
this feels really
if
fun.
she's not making food or cleaning my house, you better be laying on her back making me a baby. Am I fucking right, ladies? Right. You want to be my wife?
She better be ready for 2 minutes of pure ecstasy. Just kidding, guys. 15 seconds, and I don't look her in the eye.
Just kidding, guys. 15 seconds, and then I'm back out in the garage working on the Chevelle.
Working on the Chevelle, or a case of Bud Light. Am I right?
or a case of Coors Light if it's a Friday night. Am I right, fellas? Who's trying to come smoke a low dose joint with me this Friday?
I've got some dirt weed that was, as I like to say, the best back in my day.
I have my weekday weed, and then I got my weekend weed for when I'm feeling a little bit frisky.
Keep it in one of those old man boxes with the swivel top.
It's in an old cigar box I keep on top of the fridge, even though my children are grown and can absolutely access it, and they steal out of it constantly. Who else has kids that just won't stop smoking pot?
Who else has kids that won't talk to them? Anybody?
Yeah, my kids.
Who else is ultimately lonely at the end of the day and waiting for the sweet release of death? Anybody?
Who else has a bitch of an ex-wife who won't let him see the kids? Anybody? Show it. You're not alone, brothers.
Whose Christmas is very sad and depressing? You go to the bar. You talk to John. John's been through more than anyone else.
Who else got a fucking circumcision without being asked? We were babies.
Yeah. Fuck that. Yeah, that's a hot button.
Yeah, I should have just done all this and then just been like, check out my podcast.
Yeah, you should never promote after what. Anyway, you're not allowed to promote alone.
Oh, I did though. I totally did.
I did
it all over the city.
Oh, no.
I promoted all over that city. Left business cards everywhere, hung up some posters, stickers on everything. Huge laws against that, I found out, by the way.
Yeah, I think that's everywhere.
Well, no.
That's when you bring out
especially here because they have, like, the state has a law about conserving, like, the natural beauty of the landscape. So, like, they don't have, like, big, tall signs for, like, McDonald's or restaurants out there. Everything's, like, low on the ground and, like, 5 feet tall. So, like, even, like, on the back of stop signs, they're like, no stickers or littering or anything like that. And I'm just like, we're going to cover this shit up.
How do you know it's written like that? No stickers or...
That's how I read everything official. Just a really stuffy
No trespassing.
No trespassing. No customers.
Wrong way.
No coming on the property.
Shirt, shoes, service.
Shirt, shoes, and service. Come on down to our stand-up night where we got nothing but young men from the Midwest doing boomer humor.
So it sounds like a riveting time.
It was. I wouldn't mind going back. It was. I feel like I didn't.
can't. Apparently, I won't be able to breathe there.
I feel like I didn't get to. I got to check out a lot of things, but I didn't feel like I got to check out enough.
The firm-breasted locals.
I would love to have checked out some firm-breasted locals. There was lots of beautiful women of different.
What about the men?
A lot of beautiful men too. I'm not sexist. I mean,
Don't be sexy.
I mean, I'm pansexual. I'll fuck whatever as long as it's beautiful. But like,
wow, that feels like a joke that you could have done. That went over real bad.
Yeah, I would have gone so bad. I'm a pansexual. I only fuck pots and pans. What? Who thinks of that?
Wow, that's observational at its best. I love it.
I stuck my dick in some turquoise jewelry while I was here, and they're like, yeah.
That just sounds difficult.
That sounds unsatisfying for you. Better than sticking it in my wife, am I right? She never puts out.
You point at someone else's wife?
And then,
I think that's the ultimate.
And then the guy's like, she doesn't. It's true.
Yikes.
I can ruin a marriage with my 5 minutes.
You ruined the city of Albuquerque.
I was trying
to.
I was trying to ruin Austin while I was there, but nobody would take me to Cheer Up Charlie's, the vegan gay bar in town.
Yeah, because you would have not cheered up Charlie. What's the opposite of being cheered up? Fucking sad.
Let down Larry's.
Yeah. You turn every room into a real letdown Larry's.
Yeah, I try to be a Cheer Up Charlie, but I'm more of a letdown Larry.
You're a lot of things that don't rhyme and aren't good.
Yeah, but at least I run. Run out of beer.
This guy gets it. This guy knows what I mean. That should have been all you did.
Yeah,
that would have been the best.
Laughed at my own joke.
No, just go up and be like, "Hi, folks. Yeah, I've been real into running recently. Running out of beer. Thank you. Good night." Just walk up. That's what we should do. Is open mic one funny saying but not good joke, like a t-shirt saying, essentially what that is. Just one real quick one.
Yeah, this is my first time doing stand-up here. You guys are a beautiful audience. I'm just going to take a little bit of your time tonight, just talk about some thoughts that I have, just some things that are going on. I've really been into running recently. Running out of beer. Good night, Detroit.
This guy gets it. We're in Albuquerque.
What? I mean,
Whoa. There's a legend of the big man that did that
the
one.
big
Ryan
man
Hungry
that
joke.
brought down the house with one joke and then left like a
Leave
desperado
our
on a rocket scooter
Yeah, through a construction field.
through a construction field and then went off the edge of a cliff and then looked down at his feet and fell. But if he didn't look at his feet, he wouldn't have fallen.
Traditionally.
Because the altitude's different.
Oh, I hate everything about it. Should I talk about JPEGMAFIA?
We could probably mention how we're
He
old.
physically assaulted us.
I didn't physically assault anyone.
Yeah, you
That's
just
a lie.
look
I
like
physically
a
assaulted some
shell-shocked
people.
veteran.
Because it was scary. Those kids were fucking scary, man. Like,
I didn't think it was that bad.
you weren't in it as much as I was in.
Yeah, I was.
A couple of times.
No, you do this shit all the time, and I was
I do this shit
literally-
all the time. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, you went into it for the opener.
I'm gonna go out to the garage.
Yeah, you should go into the garage and turn the car on for a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, how about
Wow.
that?
Wow.
Thank you.
He's so
He
brave.
says it.
He said it. He said
No
what
one
we're
is
all
like me.
thinking.
You know what? You can't say these things anymore.
How come I can't
No,
say?
you fucking went in for the opener, which, yeah, that's just wasting your energy.
I like the opener.
He was fine, but I wasn't going to push people about it.
Yeah.
I knew to reserve my energy. I'm a smart man. So, yeah, you were in it for that. And then, yeah, then it just happened. I guess there's really not a lot to say. Just children. We're
Yeah,
old. We're just
old
now.
Yeah, we're
We're
officially
old.
getting to the point where we're old. We have to go to
Very
like sound set to not feel old, where there's like a large group of people. Of
I think
varying
there's so
ages.
many kids there.
There's a lot of kids, but there's also a lot of older people.
I think we
there.
just need to go to different shows. Not these fucking... These kids, they're just children.
But I mean, like, this is the music that we like. So, like, how are we supposed
We
to?
stand in the back with the men, with the old men.
Oh, we're at that point now.
Because I went there, I went to pee for the very last song. I went to pee, get some water, found Matt standing there, and it was just a bunch of older folks just enjoying the show.
Yeah.
So we have to enjoy the show. I
That's
thought
a
about
shame.
leaving. I only wanted 5 songs specifically, and
Mhm.
he played all of them. And then I was like, should I just get out of here? Well, you know. But then there was only like 2 songs left, and then they had finally stopped moshing so fucking ridiculously to everything. Opening up the pit pre even knowing the song, before the song even starts or is
Yeah.
announced, is absolutely insane.
Because
Kids are ready to rock.
those kids just want to show up, and they're all on party drugs on a Tuesday night.
I don't even think they're on party drugs. They're just
Some
angry
of them,
kids.
some of those people were fucked up.
Yeah, some of them were, but I think they're just.
And these kids don't know how to smoke a blunt privately, is what I've
I
noticed.
don't
'Cause-
think anyone cares.
well, I don't think anybody cares, but it's like, man, I remember just from like going to shows, you know, like smoking blunts in places where you're not supposed to be smoking blunts and stuff.
You sound old a lot, and this sounds
This is
so
ancient.
specifically old.
Well, it's like I just remember because like we were standing there at one point, and there's a kid in front of me. He's just like standing there and just lights it up and holds the lighter for like 10 seconds. So it, like
I feel like I don't know what shows you're going to, because these are things I see at every show.
I don't know, man.
I'm always next to someone who's just like slowly lighting a blunt, relighting a blunt, passing it to everyone, blowing it straight up.
That's one of my
instead
big
of,
things
like,
about
Blow
concert
straight
etiquette.
down.
That's one of my big things about concert etiquette. I've started to
Blow it
realize.
straight into a child's mouth.
Blow
next
the
to
smoke down, but when you need to catch a breather, just breathe up.
Yeah.
You'll get so much more air.
Yeah.
And you don't need to worry
you.
about.
You sound like you were trying to describe concerts and you've never been to one.
It's been a while since we've been to a concert.
Yeah, well, I went to one Friday when you were doing stand-up. I was standing in front of
Yeah,
the crowd.
people were giving me a standing ovation, and you were at a show in Chicago.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that at all?
There was not much to it. I mean, listen to dollar signs. They're fucking incredible.
Dollar signs are fucking great.
Live, they were great. Really fun. Yeah. One funny thing they did is they kept, like, when they fuck up something, they go earmuffs to the crowd. I thought it was very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just a good show. Not much to it. I hadn't drank or smoked cigarettes for 20 days leading up to it, and I drank and smoked cigarettes.
And
so-
how did you feel after not drinking or smoking for 20 days?
That first cigarette is like the worst thing ever.
Oh, it's always so bad.
Disgusting. Burns your tongue and shit. I didn't feel physically better in any way, so I don't see a reason to quit. Except, like I said, I keep fucking smoking like an entire pack of cigarettes if I'm drinking for like an extended
It's because you
period of
don't
time.
think about it.
It's because especially outside in the warm weather.
Because it's so nice to just have a cigarette
And
while you're drinking.
yeah, that's the thing. And that's what I was saying. Like, I feel like I think I'm eventually gonna quit cigarettes, like sooner than later. It's just tedious. But the main thing is when I drink, I can't.
Right.
And I picture myself
well, maybe
eventually.
you should just only smoke when you drink.
That's pretty much what I do. That and anxiety are the two big things.
Yeah.
Because they're perfect in both situations. But I'd like to be the guy who eventually like is still drinking a bunch and then like bums 1 or 2 cigarettes in an evening and really enjoys them instead of like I've recently smoked 3 back to back and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, I think that's good though. I mean, if you're only smoking 3 back to back and it feels like shit.
No, I just mean I smoke a whole pack, but at times, like when we were at Beer Olympics, when we got there, I smoked 3 cigarettes just back to back for no reason, and then I smoked the rest of the pack. That's fucking, it's too much.
We can't say for sure some of them didn't fall out on golf cart rides.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of shit happened, but regardless, like, it just feels gross. But yeah, I didn't see a reason to quit. I haven't drank any of those Dunkin' drinks.
Yeah, I haven't
That's
had.
hard
I
to
haven't.
get over.
I quit the Dunkin' drinks along with you because I was they make you feel like shit.
They made me feel crazy.
Well, because what
like,
I was doing, because like I would drink
a
I would drink a whole one and then I'd like go home and I'm jacked up after I go home after this anyway because like I just want to keep talking, you know.
It's hard to unwind.
Yeah, and
People
so I'm already
realize.
jacked up and then like like you don't feel sick, you just feel
I wasn't
weird.
feeling it as bad if I go to bed. I could somehow eventually fall asleep. But it's when we started doing it, like when we had to catch up on an episode on like the last straw was I had that wedding and then the next day we had to record and it was Saturday and I got one and I drove home and I had to go to a birthday party and I felt fucking crazy.
I remember that. Like you
I
felt
was like,
in
what
some
the
kind of
fuck?
way.
And it had been happening and I wasn't putting it together. And so I was like, yeah, I just like that shit's crazy.
Gotta listen to your body.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I eventually figure things out. So, yeah, I haven't drank those, and I think I'm over it. I do miss them. A lot of things are habit, because I come here, I smoke cigarettes on the show, I drink one of those drinks on the show, I tug my dick after the show, and, like, it's hard to
You gotta get that traditional
separate.
jerk afterwards to get some of the tension
Or even,
off.
like, religiously on the way here, I did it today, I smoked a cigarette at that halfway point, that perfect halfway point before the bridge if you're heading out here. Like, I don't know why I've always done it. It's like a ceremony. Like, at that 4-way stop, I, like, pull a cigarette out, cross the 4-way stop, I light it.
Well, I mean, it's those back roads are a nice drive to have a cigarette.
Yeah, but then I'll do it all the time, and I'm like, I'm just doing this because I'm accustomed to doing this. Like, I don't need a cigarette now. It's not even an enjoyable cigarette.
That's what I've started noticing because like I'm lessening and lessening how much I smoke the Juul. Like I'm not doing it as much as I was.
Yeah.
But something I've noticed with myself is like it's almost like a weird kind of reward, almost in a way. Because, like, I'll be cleaning up the house and, like, I'll do all the dishes and I'll, like, I haven't hit the Juul in a minute.
Yeah.
But then
treat.
Yeah, but then I realized if I just sit there and I'm, like, just, like, take a breath instead of hitting the Juul or something, I'm like, okay, maybe that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Instead,
literally, yeah.
You know?
With the cigarettes, besides drinking, I cannot separate those. Like, that's just perfect. It's exactly what I want.
Well, Danny Brown didn't write drinking and smoking for nothing.
I mean, yeah, even people just say that. Like, that fucking asshole at the gas station when I was buying cigarettes, he was like, you should quit, which is such a crazy thing that the guy at the gas station
is going to give you shit about it.
And then I said, like, yeah, it's mainly drinking. And he goes, drinking and smoking. It's like PB&J.
Like, you're going to tell me that, like, cigarettes aren't a gas station's number 2 revenue?
Yeah, I don't like when people are like, you shouldn't do that. It's like, really? You think you're the first person to tell me cigarettes
and like
bad?
and like
oh
here's
my God.
And like the other thing outside of that, it's like you're the person that's going to change my mind. Like,
yeah,
you think you're such a fucking white knight
station?
that you're going to fucking change my bad habits?
Yeah. I get it when I was younger, like when I was 18 and I bought cigarettes.
Yeah.
People will be like, don't, But if you're buying cigarettes, you're already on the path usually.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all just crazy shit. But yeah, I can get over most of them. Because the fucking weekend I had.
Yeah, that was...
I had so much shit happen. Specifically, I don't even know if I told you this. I went to a record store and they just had a shitload of free beer. Just to take a beer while you're looking through records.
That's nice.
And that's when I wasn't drinking. And I'm like, oh my God. And then there was other things that happened where I'm like,
you.
I wanted, like... They were having, it was cassette store day. I didn't realize it.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it came back a couple years ago. It didn't really look that great. I don't buy cassettes anymore. But it was Buckets of Blood in Chicago. Great record store. Horror movie, books, everything. That place is sick. And I was up there for whatever, and I stopped in there. And it was just like, grab a free tall boy beer. Join us. And everyone's smoking. I'm like, fuck. Like, how often do you go to a record store and
they're just handing out a free tall boy? A tall boy of all things, too.
A weekend when I don't drink and, like, I'm not smoking a cigarette and all the other shit happened. I was like, God damn it. So I was really tested. And I stuck it out, but I'm back on the way.
Some people would say the things that you go through are likened to the trials of Christ.
Everyone, if you don't know, I know you know. If you don't know it by now, by listening, I like to put myself through shit. I don't understand it, but
that's a common ground you and I have, is we unnecessarily put ourselves through things.
Yeah.
You ever just sit there and think yourself into a bad mood? Like you just like you just sit there
religiously.
I do this thing, and it's been getting worse recently, where like I sit there and like eventually my face is just kind of like,
yeah,
like I'm just angry thinking about it, and somebody will be like, are you all right? And I'm like, yeah. Why? Just sitting here thinking. And they're like, what are you thinking about, bud? Because it's like,
I used to get that question all the time, and then I think my face has just like
mellowed out a bit.
No, it just always looks unhappy. So I think once people know me, they know that that's just my face. But I'm constantly thinking about angry things. Do you ever think yourself into like a panic attack?
Yeah, Oh, if you want to talk about
we don't
my
have time.
Specialty,
but I
thinking myself into a panic attack is my what's the word here?
Specialty.
Expertise.
Yeah, there you go.
My coup de grace. My swan song.
Simulation. I was listening to something about this, and do you ever just feel like your brain's not like it just can't comprehend something? I feel like I get that with like the simulation shit, and then people make too valid of points, and then I feel like I'm gonna fucking like my head's gonna explode, and I'm like, I gotta stop thinking about this shit, and then I can't, and then I do that too often, and it fucking
I do the thing where I start overthinking something so much that I can like feel a panic attack coming on, because what I get is I start getting the shortness of breath first, where I'm like and then I'm like, okay, start taking big breaths, buddy, and then I'm like because I'm like, oh my god, I can't breathe.
I just try to think of anything else, and then it'll pop in like none of it's real, and fuck, no,
the worst part is when you finally like after 3 to 5 hours stop thinking about it, and then like 6 hours later you're just like watching TV, and then your brain goes, hey, remember this? And you're like, god damn it, I was gonna go to bed, not stay up till 3:30 in the morning. Yeah, it's like the game, but 1,000 times worse, because I'm actually losing something here, which is my sanity and my time.
Yeah, just the idea of like trying to go as long as you can without thinking about something. I have that with
but then
several
not
things.
Thinking about it is still telling yourself to not think about it is still you thinking about it.
Yeah, it's just the actual process of successfully not thinking
this
about
is the
it.
shit where I'm like, I'm just gonna go take my car and drive headfirst into a lamp pole, because like I can't keep doing this. Well, I'm already burned.
This is a fun one. Do we want to look at a submission?
Listen, I'm already burned out. What am I supposed to do? Do all this shit for another 50 years and not kill myself?
Yeah.
That's a tall order.
So is life. Thus is life.
Wow.
Here's a.
Oh my god.
I'm saying what you can't say.
Saying what you can't say. Just saying what
I don't care what
thinking.
happens. It's fine. Cancel me. I love it. Kanye was canceled. He's fine. This comes from Lemmy. Long time no heard from. The email is rain@storm.com. Don't know what that means. This is a long one, if you can imagine. There's also a second part of it that was submitted later as a clarification to it, because he knows we're very picky.
That's what I love.
It says, here are some would you rathers, because I don't think you guys have gotten any for a while. That's true.
That is true.
Send more.
Yeah, we love would you rathers.
Send would you rathers.
But for those of you listening, you need to get into the specifics of the would you rather, because we will spend 20 minutes tearing it apart before we can even begin to enjoy it. Much like everything else we do in life, we're going to tear it apart meticulously to the point where we can't even enjoy it.
Exactly. Says, I tried to see what it would take to make you guys say I choose to not listen to music ever again. Would you rather kill the other 3 members of the Dad Squad or never listen to music again? Do you even need the clarification on this? It says, you face no repercussion other than whatever guilt you feel.
Oh, you mean the guilt that will make me kill myself?
I hope so.
The gift of guilt, some would say.
They are sacred. They are scared. It says sacred, but I'm going to guess scared.
They are
scared.
Scared. Yeah, they're scared because I'm going to kill them.
They are scared and begging you not to kill them while you do it. They will call you selfish and an asshole, and there's no turning back once you make your choice. Let me see, because I think there's clarification. Yeah, for the first one, if you choose to kill the Dad Squad, you have to do it in person, up close. You can't snipe them from hundreds of feet away or push them off a cliff. Cliff is still close.
Yeah, I still have to physically get close to
you. No
you.
poison or something similar either. So you still gonna listen to? You gonna kill me or are you gonna listen to music?
I'm just never gonna listen to music.
That's so insane.
Like, yeah, I mean, I love you guys. Like, I love music, but I'm not like, well,
you're not willing to murder your 3 best friends about it.
Believe it or not, no. Believe the hype.
Would you murder one of us?
No. I wouldn't murder any of you.
I'd murder
Unless
you.
it was that idiot Cole.
Let's both kill Cole. I'm not even gonna listen to music. I don't even give a fuck.
Yeah, I'll if I can just kill him, I won't listen to music ever again.
All right, so yeah, that one. As soon as I read it, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely not.
Yeah,
gonna
I
do the
know
first
which one I'm going for.
All right, second one. Would you rather be devoid of all senses and sensation except hearing, or lose your hearing and keep all your other senses? For this one, you can keep your hearing. You just can't feel, taste, see, smell, nothing. If you drink
That's
alcohol, you can't feel the effects.
What?
You can never feel an
That's not a
orgasm
sense.
or any part of sex.
What?
You are, for lack of a better phrase, a brain in a jar with ears attached. If you lose your hearing, that's it. You will be just like any other deaf person.
Wow. Yeah, I'm just gonna be.
For the second one, you aren't literally a brain in a jar. You still eat, drink, shit, and piss, even though you may not feel the need to. You are still in your body, and someone is forced to take care of you until you die. You can still speak to.
Wow.
Did
well,
that really make it worth
if it's
it?
one thing I love, it's being a burden on others. Traditionally,
Forever with no benefit to living.
yeah, with no benefit to
No
anything
sight, smell,
else.
taste.
So I
feel.
guess I will just go ahead and not hear.
Yeah,
I guess. I mean, it
again.
sucks, but it's like I would rather be able to see my loved ones and eat delicious food and smell it, and pet kittens and feel soft things, and just,
I just
not
wanna
hear.
come and drink.
Yeah, telling me. Okay, first of all, telling me that I wouldn't be able to feel an orgasm was the first hot red flag that I wasn't going to pick.
These
that
are both
one.
too extreme. You went too.
You
Like
went
the good
too
would you
extreme with
rather?
it.
It has to make you think like, ooh, which one would I
Yeah,
pick? This one, it's like I feel you. You think we were gonna double down on music a lot more than we would, but no.
Like, okay, a good, like, just off the top of my head, would you rather
Scissor the tip of your dick off or listen to music.
I was gonna say, would you rather stick 20 pins into your penis or have your balls smashed with
Yes.
a bowling ball?
The pins,
Why the pins?
balls smashed with the how far?
20 pins?
How far does the bowling ball fall?
I'm gonna say like just the visual.
I know that was the first.
I'm just gonna so your legs are spread,
Yeah.
balls stretched out somehow,
Right.
small clip.
I'm holding my cock up.
Yeah, holding your
In a
cock
firm
up.
fist.
So, and we're getting like a laser precision drop onto the
I hope
testicles.
so. No wind today.
I'm gonna say from like 6 feet up.
Okay.
Not
Pins.
because I'm not trusting anybody to go on top of a ladder and drop a bowling ball on
I was
just
thinking a
my
rooftop.
balls. That is even worse. Like, what do we?
So very specific.
I'm gonna say okay. So from 6 feet up, a bowling ball gets dropped on your testicles, or insert 20 3-inch pins into your penis.
So it'll almost come out the other side.
Just barely.
Girthy.
Yeah. Real beer can over here.
I get to pick where I put them through. Like, obviously, in the meat of the hog, I can't do like that. When you used
I'm
to
gonna
pierce
say
your
a
skin.
quarter of them have to go into the head of your dick. Like like
Well, fuck me sideways, because you'll have to, because I'll come out of all these holes.
your dick just looks like Swiss cheese. Oh, I'm gonna.
It already does.
Condoms are fine. Condoms won't work.
So it's
baby.
like pee hole adjacent, straight down, straight.
No. I'm thinking like pee hole here, like
Okay.
like
It's like that game.
cross-section.
What was that game?
Oh, with the sticks.
Yeah.
That, but with your penis. And some
Okay.
pins.
And some pins. But my balls are just like, I'm fucked, right?
I mean, I feel like your dick is fucked after all of this.
I don't know.
Okay, so 20,
like you
20
can
pins.
pierce
That means 5 of them are going into the head of your dick.
Okay.
The other 15 are precariously being placed around the shaft
And
of
it's
your
my
penis.
choice. I put them through, or they're put through for me.
Someone is putting them through for
I feel
you,
like that's better.
but you have to pick where they go. Like they're
Okay.
they're like they're like here, and you're like, no, go like a centimeter to the right. I know you're not working with a lot, but just try to work with me here.
Huh.
So I mean, in theory, you could just take like 15 and just shove them straight through your dick if you wanted to.
Yeah, because I feel like if you were to avoid like the urethra.
Oh no, your urethra's getting hit. Like,
Yeah,
it's
but I
getting
mean,
stabbed.
as long as it's not 20 just in your urethra, I don't know.
Maybe okay.
I feel like it could. Your balls are fucked. Like your balls are mashed.
Your dick is fucked if you're getting 20 pins stuck in it.
I think your balls are more fucked though. Like just isolating
Yeah, the
the
balls
two
are more
thing.
fucked.
Like your balls are just mashed.
Yeah,
You
but
got to
can
get them
just
cut off,
yeah, you
right?
just get them taken off.
Yeah, but you can't. Are you nutting then?
Yeah, you can nut.
Like
well, I don't
just-
think you have an orgasm, but I don't know if you nut.
Yeah, no venom, no snake, my friend.
That's what they say. And I'm not willing to get the procedure and find out.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, yeah. See that this is
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Flying off the seat of your pants. That's a good one because, yeah, it's hard to choose. Both of them are very unpleasant. And there's not one that I'm like, I think I might still go pins.
I'm also going to say pins.
I feel like you can rebound from pins. I have no
no
medical
say,
science
I feel like
here,
it's going to
nothing
be
back
a
it.
while.
Yeah, but I mean, your balls are just fucked. Which, I mean, realistic. And I feel like the ball pain will somehow be worse because getting kicked in the balls.
Okay, let's make the stakes a little bit more interesting here.
Hate it. I'd rather not.
25 pins in your penis, placed precariously.
Mm-hmm.
17 5-inch pins placed into your balls.
Puncturing testicles?
Absolutely. Puncturing testicles and vas deferens, my friend.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's a real toss-up. Yeah. Because that might be, I don't know.
Because the
what
number,
happens if my balls, I need like a doctor. We need a doctor for this.
Yeah, we need
what
an
happens if my
on-set
balls
doctor.
get punctured? Feels like it's fucked. Especially if they're punctured several times.
Can we Google what happens if your testicle is punctured?
I would hate
I mean, you want me to throw it on my Google? We all know the
here.
things I Google.
What would happen
if you pierced your testicle?
No, because that's going to be like...
Punctured a testicle.
If you puncture a testicle. Oh, testicle.
Please tell me there's a graphic CGI made video for med school students that I can see.
It's basically talking about testicular torsion.
I mean, I know a doctor. You want me to get him on the horn real quick just to see what we could figure out?
It's just about rupturing and torsion.
See, I don't think it would rupture it, but I feel like sticking something through your testicle will do something to the... What's the word I'm looking for here? The constitution of the testicle?
Right.
The build of it?
Can you put a pin through testicle?
This is going to come back on you in a real bad way.
My nuts are dead is the first result.
You be my earthquake.
Testicle lapel pin. If you poke... Okay, here's Reddit. Reddit always helps us out.
Reddit always knows.
If you poke a testicle, like with a needle, will semen come out? I feel like this will get us to the answer. If it will load. It's weirdly loading. No, blood will. That's the first response.
No blood will.
If you poke a testicle with a needle, very loud screams will gush out.
Yeah, the screams of all your unborn children.
Jesus. Yeah, we're not getting... I'm going to be honest, we're not getting real answers here.
Well, we can't encourage anyone to do it, but if anyone has information about what happens when you puncture a testicle with a needle, let us know at 4027-DAPPER or dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, tell us what you think. Tell us what you would choose too. Really?
So what would you take? Would you take the 25 pins in your 25 3-inch pins in your dick or 17 5-inch pins in your testicles? Half of them have to pierce the actual testicle.
I think there's something wrong with you.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be specific and clarified enough here for you.
That I might pick balls. I don't know. I don't know.
So if it's the bowling ball, you're going with the pins in the dick. But in the second scenario where it's both pins, you're going to go with the balls.
I honestly don't know. I don't even know. Now when we say it, nothing sounds right. I need a doctor. I need a doctor to tell me what the best option is.
We need a Dapper doctor on set.
We honestly do. Anyway, there's one more. There's a bunch more, but I think there's one more. Would you rather from Leonard? Here's one where you can listen to music either way. Would you rather listen only to all previously released music or only listen to music released in the future? Basically from the date that read this, October whatever. Joke's on you, it's November 2nd, idiot.
You bitch.
You can only listen to music released on or before that date. Anything new that comes out, you can't listen to, read lyrics, or look at sheet music for it.
Weird.
Which is my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, you know what I love? When I can't listen to new music, so I just download the sheet music and record it myself so I can listen to it.
If you choose new music, if you choose the new music, then whatever date it is, you can only listen to music released after that date. So no more Blonde, Saturation, Finito, or Jeff
I think I get
Rosenstock.
all of that now if I stopped listening to music now.
What?
If it was today's date, I still get to listen to all of that, right?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. The first thing is you don't get to listen to anything new or read sheet music. And the other one is you don't get to listen to anything prior to this.
I mean, I guess I'm okay with that. I mean, it kind of sucks, but it's like I would rather be able to fall back on music that I know that I love.
Oh, I thought you meant you would listen to just new shit.
No,
Yeah,
I would just listen to old shit.
Yeah,
because
there's
it's like
so
I
much
know because
shit.
I've spent 28 years figuring out what I like. I might as well just stick.
And you can
with
still
that.
find new stuff. Like,
Well, and it's like, how much shit do you listen to that you've listened to before?
Right.
You know,
primarily.
Yeah, and so it's like if I can only listen to music that was released before this day in 2019, I've got a whole world full of music that I can go and listen to. You know.
Yeah, and lately albums have not been good. So.
Right. 2019 has been characteristically a bad year for albums.
Yeah. Bonus question. What would be your perfect ideal collaborative album? It can be whoever you want, living or dead, all in the same album, produced by whoever you want. Example would be something like Valet, Young Thug, Pusha T, produced by Kanye, featuring T-Pain, A$AP Rocky, and Childish Camino? Childish Camino? El Camino. The front is like a car. The back is like a truck. The front is where you drive, and the back is where you...
Kiss?
Okay, love you guys. Talk to you later. I don't have a whole album because that would be crazy, but I've recently been thinking how great it would be if Valet and DaBaby did a song.
Valet and DaBaby would be produced by Kenny Beats.
I don't really ever think about the producers in this sense. I mean, yeah, obviously I wouldn't shun my nose at Kenneth Beats, but yeah, I never think about producer because I really I don't know. It's all over the place. It could still suck.
DaBaby and Valet would be nice.
Or Valet and Young Thug.
Valet with anyone.
Yeah,
really.
It's just Valet.
Valet and Future.
Valet and Valet. He just actually puts out the
Double
album.
Valet.
Valet and Chase the Money. Yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of shit I would like, but collab albums are honestly not that great sometimes.
Give me another Clips album, but not one about Jesus.
Yeah, I don't think
it's gonna happen.
Give me What a Time to Be Alive 2 and make it somehow not suck. Another submission comes from Mr. Guy. The email is guy@fieri.com.
Good to know guys reaching out to us.
Finally, have your people fuck our people. Real nasty. Take them to Flavortown, baby. Sloths are the only animal that have the balls to admit that they messed up and being an animal is too much, so they decided to try to be plants.
Is that's the submission?
It. Yeah, that's not a question.
That's an interesting.
That's nothing to do with balls or dicks.
It's a weird hill you're gonna die on, Guy Fieri.
Yeah. Out of all the things you could talk to us about or ask us about or correct us how we say your last name, and you're going to tell us not even
sloths?
A fact about sloths?
You can't even tell me something
true.
About food?
Yeah, like what it's like to eat a sloth?
Yeah, what's it? Are sloths Flavortown or not? Like, where is Flavortown? How do I get in?
What do you think a sloth tastes like? It's probably, would it be chewy or?
I feel like it would be really tender.
Right,
because
they
don't move.
Yeah, it's like veal. We should cram every animal in a box and make it suffer until it dies and then eat it because it'll be so tasty for us.
I like the sound of that.
I bet you do.
God knows with my moral alignment that I love the idea of shoving every animal in a box.
You're a week away from eating fried chicken.
I was so close to eating fried. Like, you're not even wrong. And I'm so pissed. You know what it is? It's because it's getting cold out. So my body's like, you need more
fried
fat
chicken.
And just all kinds of bullshit. My body's because I'm listening to my body. It's like you want to bulk up for the winter. You've lost too much weight. We want to be fat again.
Yeah.
And so like I've been craving like I'm not even gonna lie, man. I consider just getting a cheese pizza from Casey's and eating some of that because like it just sounded good. Just where should I get a cheese pie from then? Here in town.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not
like
Casey's.
I'm not going to fucking
get a breakfast pizza from Casey's.
Well, yeah, but then I gotta get the eggs and the sausage and everything else on it.
In for a penny, in for a pound, idiot. If you're gonna cheat and fuck up, you know what I mean? Like you're not gonna cheat on like your wife with a whore, common gutter.
What else do you cheat on your wife with?
A homeless woman that hasn't been clean in weeks, or
yeah, you don't fuck that.
Attractive woman.
Then where do I find the attractive woman?
You just hope that they find you funny.
I don't want to eat meat, but I feel like I would definitely
fuck a homeless woman. Wow,
for
these
cheese
vegans
pizza?
are getting a little out there.
Oh yeah, it's all about the vegan politics.
I don't like to say it, but we won't kill animals, but we will kill the homeless with our boners. It's ridiculous.
I'll kill anyone with my boner consensually.
Doubt it.